Today I'm going to do a very quick and simple everyday makeup look. If you want to see how it's done, just stay tuned. Alright, going to go in today with just a few products. I'm trying to do this as minimally as possible with just a few items because if you're like me, you don't really like the hustle and fuss of a bunch of products every day. Matter of fact, if you've been watching my vlogs, you know that I rarely wear makeup during the week, in all honesty. I have thought about trying to get a little bit better of that, but I don't know. It's just not my personality, so I doubt that's going to happen. What I'm doing right now is just going in with my foundation. This is the Revlon Colorstay. Just use any kind of foundation you usually use. I'm going to use one of my Real Techniques brushes to buff that into the skin. This is the Real Techniques, and I'm trying to remember exactly, I think it's called the Full Face Brush. Can't remember the exact name of that one. Absolutely love it. And I have found that this particular foundation does a lot better with this brush than with those Ohuhu brushes. I love the Ohuhu brushes with the CoverGirl foundation, but this Revlon dries a little quicker and you have to move product a little faster. And I found that this brush just seems to do a little better with that. So one thing about your makeup, always experiment with different techniques, whether you use a beauty blender, even just your finger, or different styles and types of brushes, because one thing that I am learning more and more is that every foundation, the components in it, the consistency is just a little different from every other foundation, and some applicators are better than others. So your favorite brushes may not work with every foundation that you have, so keep that in mind. Now I am trying to keep this today as minimalistic as possible, just for ease. For those everyday, if you just want to throw a little bit of makeup on and do it quickly. I'm not real good at fast makeup, I gotta be honest with you. It takes me forever usually. That's the main reason why I don't wear it a lot. It's not because of, you know, worrying about my skin or anything like that. It's simply because it takes so long and my life is so busy on the days that I'm even around the house. You guys have seen there's always so much to do that I don't like spending 30 to 45 minutes putting on makeup if it's not necessary. So since I am trying to go minimalistic with this look as far as just ease of application, I did not put a face primer on. I did moisturize and wash my skin when I got up. That's always a given. But I did not use a face primer. But I am using that, in case you missed it, the Urban Decay Primer Potion on my eyes because it does help the eyeshadows to stay longer throughout the day. So you might at least want to add an eye primer, whatever primer that you have. That's an extra step, but it will help those shadows. If you're going to put it on, then you may as well leave it. Some people do like to go in just with their foundation over their eyes and use that as a primer, and that's good too. I just happen to have very oily skin, and so my foundation on top of my lids will crease very quickly. So I found for my oily skin, that's the best thing. Now I'm going to go in and begin to set the under eyes at least with my Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. Just going to put that on there so that it'll help keep this foundation from sinking into my lines too bad. You guys have noticed that I'm at that age, not only the age, but mixing that in with just all the stress and strain of reworking our home over the last few years. I've definitely got some bags going on under my eyes and a lot of new wrinkles under there that I never had before. And my foundation and concealers have got where it sinks in my lines very bad, but nothing much you can do about that. Once that happens, you can't necessarily reverse the signs of aging too much. I'm just going in with a light colored, just a neutral blush. Since this just wants to be an everyday look for around the house or running errands, don't need anything too bold and bright. Just something to add just a little pop of color to the skin. to make you look naturally sun-kissed in certain areas. Now I'm going to go in with my Champagne Pop from Becca and add just a slight highlight right on the top of those cheekbones to give it just a pretty shimmer throughout the day. Nice little sun-kissed glow. Now we're going to jump to the eyes, and because I want to keep this simple like an everyday look, I'm going to use everything from one palette. That can be any palette that you want to use. I'm going to use the Naked Basics, just the little small one from Urban Decay, but anything that you have with some real neutral toned colors will give you that no makeup look, if you know what I'm trying to say. Just keeping it nice and light and simple and natural looking. Now what I'm going to do for my eyebrows, instead of using another utensil, taking a longer time, I'm going to use the same palette and I'm going to mix the two darkest shades together right on this eyebrow brush, and then I'm just going to run it right over my natural brow. I'm not going to worry about overdrawing the brows or making it look like a high glam makeup look. Remember, we just want it to look a little more natural. So just following the line of the natural brow will be just optimal for this type of look. Now we're going to go right back in with the same palette to do our eyeshadow look. That saves us time from having to mess with a bunch of different products. That's why you want to pick a palette that's pretty versatile, that can do all of the eye look very simply. I'm also going to try to do this using one brush. I'm using this flat brush from e.l.f. Cosmetics. Using the same brush throughout the entire look will also save us some time. Just be careful that you don't overblend your colors together. You do probably want to wipe your brush in between color changes. Start with the lightest color first. That way you're not dragging the darkest color and blending it into your brow bone color. So start with the lightest color first. I went with that very lightest one, and then what I'm going to do is take this really dark brown and I'm going to apply it all over the lid and then bring it up into like a dome shape. This way, hopefully, I'll be able to get by with just using these two colors to make it kind of a simple, just little natural, adding some dimension to my eye, just using two easy steps. Now to soften the harshness of that just a little bit, I am taking a large, clean, fluffy brush, no product on it at all, and I'm just going to run it right around where those two colors semi-meet. Now I didn't bring the darker color all the way up to the brow bone, but dispersing it this way is going to kind of spread it out just a little bit and help them blend together so that it appears as though you put in a lighter transition color. It kind of makes it gradiate out, so to speak, and will blend those in and just soften that line. So again, you want to do this with a clean brush. You could go in with a little bit lighter color if you wanted to, but that's just an extra step, and we're trying to keep it simple. Now I'm going to take a small angle brush. This one is from e.l.f., but you can use any brand, and I'm going to go in with that darkest color and just go right along the lash line. Not going to worry about a lot of liner today, and I'm not going to even pull this color to my bottom lash line because I just want something simple and kind of natural looking. But I do want to darken up that lash line just a little bit. Can you tell the difference already from these two eyes? Just going in about 3/4 of the way, not even over all the way. Just wanting to darken up that lash line slightly. Now one thing that I forgot to do was to bring a little bit of that blush color up to my forehead. So I'm not putting any more product on the brush I used for my blush, just using the extra that was already on there just to give it a little pop of color. Now we're ready to apply our powder to the entire face. To go ahead and set that, and then we can move on to our mascara. Gotta give those lashes just a little bit of a curl. If you have stubborn lashes like me, then this is a definite necessity. Now I'm going in with the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. This is in the waterproof, and I love this mascara. I think that this has become my new favorite mascara for sure. And we do want to go in and give it at least a second coat. And if you're in a big hurry and definitely want to keep it just very minimal for quick and easy, just every day a little bit, no makeup kind of look, then 2 coats will be good. Maybe for you, if your lashes are thicker and darker than mine, 1 coat might even be enough for you. And then lastly, I'm going to pick kind of the neutral shade in a berry tone, if that can be possible. A little bit neutral but berryish since it is fall. This is one that came in a set from Colormates, so probably won't be able to match the exact color, but you can get one similar in any brand, as long as it is kind of a neutral color with a little berryish tint. But if you don't want the pinkish tint to it at all, just go with something very neutral. And the taupe colors would also be pretty for an everyday look. And that right there is all there is to it. Very minimal products, very simple to do. If you're just going to be hanging out around the house every day or have just a few errands to run, then a look something like this would be something that definitely could get you through. Kind of a no makeup kind of look that's simple, neutral, and easy to do. Because if you're like me, life is too busy for all that complication every day. I'm going to have all the products that I use linked for you down below. But again, you don't have to use the same products. You can just use ones that are similar or similar shades to achieve this same kind of look. I want to thank you very much for tuning in today, and I will see you soon in the next video.